Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you could tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about Wind Up. Wind Up, for some reason, was not limited in any regard at all for this event. I do not know why. It is literally like playing Emancipator at full power against children. Who did this? Now, I have done several videos, one video. I've done one video thus far on Wind Up, already talking about the deck, and the deck looks pretty much the same. The major differences, though, are instead of going for Scythe DPE and stuff like that, we are instead going for a Tri-Gate Wizard style of deck. Other than that, the deck is literally unchanged. Now, I'll explain Tri-Gate Wizard in a second, but why is this unchanged? Sure, I'm not Scythe locking my opponent, but I'm doing something very similar. You'll also notice that Nat Beast is in here. Yes, you can summon it. Is it difficult? Of course. So yeah, let's just quickly do the card by card. We're playing 38 monsters and 2 Sekka's Light. Somehow I drew both of them in one game. I don't know how, but I did. This card is just, it's just Pot of Greed. Actually, it's better than Pot of Greed because you can cycle a card back to your from your hand to the deck. So if you don't need a card, just put it back. Just get it out of there. Absolutely insane card. Why is this card not banned? But it's just Pot of Greed. Anyway, moving on. Hand traps real quick. We're playing triple Maxi, triple Ash Blossom, and of course the one Go spell because it's an Earth and a Tuner, which gives us better access to the Nat Beast. That's basically it. Also, 2 Nibiru. Why are we playing Nibiru? A lot of people are playing combo-heavy decks, more specifically Crusadia, and I want extra access to just obliterate them. So yeah, that's why Nibiru. Moving on, we have ourselves the Wind-Ups. We have one Wind-Up Kitten because it is the only thing that allows us to get access to Nat Beast, or at the very least consistently. It's the only 2. It's the only Earth that Wind-Ups have. Actually, I don't think that's the case, but yeah, it's very nice. You summon this off of a Zenmaity, and then you're able to go into your Nat Beast. Very nice. We have ourselves 1 Wind-Up Rabbit for an additional 3, just in case you kind of run out of names. We have triple Rat, we have triple Magician, and we have triple Shark. Then, for the rest of our cards, we were playing 1 Gillosaurus. It's kind of good. It's good if you can go first and your opponent doesn't hand trap you. You just kind of get the free special summon, but it's terrible for going second, which is why I'm not a big fan of it. It's also an Earth, but it being an Earth doesn't really matter. Yeah, so we have the 1 Gillosaurus. We have triple Gallus, the Star Beast, which does have a burn effect and did end up winning me the game because of said burn effect. Actually hilarious. But yeah, Gallus is absolutely crazy, just a free special summon, since we're playing mostly monsters. Actually, all monsters except for Sekka's Light. Yes, I have missed with Sekka's Light being dumped off of the Gallus. It's really, really irritating. Next up, we have the Gen X Ally Birdman. This card's okay. It's nice as an additional extension to bounce something like a danger back to your hand if you've already activated a danger effect and it got pitched or something like that. But most of the time it's just not really all that worth it. It's nice though. We have the triple Drunk Forward, free special. We have ourselves the dangers. We have double Jackalope and triple Tsuchinoko, just the best 3s that we have. And then, of course, we have the triple Psychic Wielder and double Tracker. 3 Psychic Wielder this time, mostly due to the fact that this is the only way to get Nat Beast. You basically have to save your Psychic Wielder until you can get out your cat, and then you can go for the Nat Beast. Which is a little bit more difficult because it does take up space and you can't use it for a rank 3. But even with that being said, if your Zenmaity gets stopped, you can actually go for this, and it's still a level 3, so you can still go for the Zenmaity stuff. Yeah, and then Psychic Tracker, obviously. As for the extra deck, obviously the 1 Nat Beast. We're playing 1 Zen Mains. This is in here due to the fact that it allows us easier access to Zeus. That's kind of the only reason it's in here. Yeah, it could just be the 3rd Zenmaity. Zenmaity, 2 of them. You don't really need more than that because you can just shuffle them back with Emerald. We have the 1 Daigusto Emerald and 1 Zeus. Then we have ourselves Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, and Tri-Gate. Now, with these 3 cards, we have basically infinite material, so it's very easy to get this setup. The idea is you go Cerberus on the right, you go Phoenix on the left, all under Apollosa, right? You have to put this under Apollosa. So you go Phoenix on the left, Cerberus on the right, and then you go Tri-Gate Wizard in the middle. Now this allows you to, once per turn, target a card in the field, banish it. And then negate, just omni-negate and banish, which is very nice, because everything is co-linked under the Appaloosa. You also are protected from card destruction, because any co-linked monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then also, you are protected from battle, which means that basically the only way that they can actually kill you is if they walk over with just a myriad of attack after having been negated 3 times with Apo and an additional time with Trigate. So there's that. Yeah, that's the idea. We also have, of course, the ones in maintenance for the carriers and just additional follow-up. We have ourselves the 1 IP Masquerena and the Avermax. Pretty standard combo there as well. If you can't quite get all the materials for a Trigate Wizard that is triple co-linked, just go for the IP Masquerena, Avermax, and Appaloosa. We have, of course, the Dark. This is probably a card that you could very easily cut and switch out for whatever you want. And then, of course, we have ourselves the Nightmare Unicorn to round things out. So let's quickly hop into the duels and show you how this deck performs. All right, real quick, before we continue on with the rest of the video, I'm super close to reaching 10,000 subscribers, and I'd like to reach it by the end of the month. If you guys are at all interested in the content, consider subscribing. I have something special planned for the 10,000 subscriber special, so stick around. Alright, so here we are going first, and it doesn't really matter what our hand is, because of course, we're going to be able to go into Zen mains. So yeah, we're going to start off with the Jackalope. Of course, we hit the 1 card that we don't want to hit, and we draw into Nib, which is very funny. Then, of course, we hit the Tsuchinoko special summon itself. I'm actually going to bounce back the Jackalope, since we didn't actually hit the Jackalope. So if it does get discarded, it can still activate its effect. And then we're going to go for Zenmaity. Zenmaity is then going to go for Rat. Rat will then allow us to bring out the Wind-Up Magician, linking those 2 away, except for the Magician, into Zen Maintenance, which will then add the Shark. And now we go for Magician, into Shark, into Magician, into Shark effect, into Magician, into the Shark, into another Shark effect, and into the second Zenmaity. Just all you need to know is that we summoned out all of the Magicians off of Magician, and then we used the last Magician, we used the Shark that was searched from Zen Maintenance to modulate its level, which triggered the last Magician to summon out the other Shark. Cool. Anyway, Zen Maintenance grabs us the Rat, and then we can go for Emerald here. We can go for the Rat to bring back another monster. We're not going to activate this guy's effect yet. We're going to banish the Rat in order to grab another Rat, and then we can link all 3 materials, including the Zen Maintenance, off in order to go for Appaloosa. This allows us to shuffle back the Birdman as well as the 2 Zenmaities. Now we can go for the Rat. We're going to bring back the Magician. Then we're going to activate the Shark, which will trigger the Magician, which will grab us Cat. I don't know why I grabbed Cat here. That was just a mistake. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're going to go for Zenmaity in order to grab up the Rabbit, and then we'll link off into Trigate Wizard. We're going to go for the Jackalope, and I hit the Tsuchinoko again, and draw into Ash, which is very funny. We're going to go for Zenmaity. Zenmaity will grab up the Shark. We already have used all of our Rats, so can't really go for that. We're going to go for the Nightmare Cerberus. We're going to normal summon the Ash, since we have the second one, and we will go for Nightmare Phoenix. So, we are ending on the full setup with Trigate Wizard, Ash, and Nib. Sometimes you're just better. My opponent goes and activates their World Legacy Memories, and I'm like, nah, not allowed. Okay, I'll allow it. No, it's fine. It's fine. My opponent summons out the, well, I guess they didn't have an out. Alright, here we are going second, and, I literally just, this is the hydrogen bomb versus a coughing baby. That's just what this is. Just ignore the fact that they are playing Plunder. It's just gonna go poorly for them. So yeah, we're gonna negate their Shipyard. We're gonna draw a card, discard a card. Actually, discard the Jackalope. Realistically, I shouldn't have. I should have discarded the Gillosaurus, because I'm not gonna use this since they are going first. But yeah, out comes the Tsuchinoko, and then I realized, oh shoot, I have junk forward. But it doesn't matter. We have Second Light, so who cares? So out comes Blackbeard. They're then going to activate the effect of all of their cards because they're just clicking buttons. Out comes Bran. Sure, I guess. Don't know why we're not going for Mowork. And they don't have a card in hand. Oh, I see. Okay. And then they bounce back their Blackbeard, and then out. You know what? It's fine. Just ignore it. It's fine. I draw the Second Light. What? Huh? Well, I drew into Rat, so I can't be too upset. We're going to put back one of the junk forwards. I might need the Gillosaurus. Oh, nope, never mind. We're fine. Out comes Zenmaity, and we are going to then special summon out the Shark. I could have waited on that, because we could have done this after Magician, but it doesn't really matter, because now we can just trigger the Magician with our Shark. Then out comes Zen Maintenance, and we will search out the second Shark, and then go for Will Wind Up Magician to grab the second, or the third Magician, and then special summon the Shark, which will then grab us the, which will then trigger the Wind Up Magician, which will then grab us the Rabbit, and then we can modulate the level in order to go for the second Zenmaity. We will then activate the Zenmaity in order to grab up the Rat. We'll activate the Rat in order to special summon out the Shark. It doesn't really matter what we grab here, because we're going to banish the Rat and go for a second Rat. We're then going to link off of those two into IP Masquerena, since I want to actually go for the Avermax here, because I just want to OTK them. So we go for the IP Masquerena, and then we can go for the Avermax, and then I do something, we're going to bring back the Shark. We're going to link off those two for Phoenix. We're going to try and deal with the field spell. They allow it. They could have protected twice with Moerk, but I guess they just decided not to. But now we can shuffle back some cards. So we're going to shuffle back the IP Masquerena and both of these Zenmaities, which is kind of funny. I draw into Wind Up Cat, which is also funny. But yeah, now we can go for Nightmare Cerberus. Yay! We're going to activate the Nightmare Cerberus to try and pop their card they're going to protect. That's fine. Now we can go for the Rat here, and we can activate its effect in order to grab up our second Rat. And we can go for Zenmaity again. We're going to activate the Zenmaity here. We're going to special summon out the Shark. Then we can go for Nightmare Unicorn, which is actually co-linked, which now means that we can just shuffle that away and also draw a card. And then at this point, we just go to battle. And yeah, this is actually lethal. So, cool. Alright, and here we are once again going first, and ooh, double Gallus. So we are going to activate our Gallus effect, special summon out the Junk Forward first, and then we're going to activate Gallus and burn for 22. Yes, guess what? If you dump Nibiru, you burn them for 2200 damage. I don't know why that's the case, but sure, it's fine. Anyway, we're going to go for Zenmaity here to summon out the Rabbit, and then we're going to go for Gallus and burn for another 8. They've already taken 3,000 points of damage, and I haven't even done my actual combo. Hilarious. I love Gallus. Anyway, we're going to go for the second Zenmaity here. We're going to grab up the Magician. We're then going to go for Zen Maintenance and activate its effect in order to grab up the Shark, and you've seen this before. So we're going to go for the Magician and activate the Shark, go for the Magician, summon out the Shark, because I've actually already dumped a Magician. Whoops. Thank you, Gallus. So out comes the Dicusto Emerald, and we're going to activate its effect. Oh, I accidentally activated the Wind-Up Shark, and increased its level instead of decreased it, because I'm stupid, and it's fine. It's not fine. This actually does hurt me. But we're going to shuffle 3 away, and then draw into Ash Blossom. We're then going to go for the other Shark so that we actually have material to go for Zenmaity. This would have been so much better if we could have had a Rat instead, but alas, this will be fine. We're going to go for Rat here. We're going to special summon back the Shark, and we're going to go activate its effect in order to go for the second Zenmaity, and then we'll activate that Zenmaity. Well, this is actually the fourth Zenmaity. Isn't that cool? Yeah, now we can go for Rat, and now out comes the Apollosa. At this point, since I don't have the necessary materials, I'm instead going to go for an IP Masquerena into the Avermax here. So we're going to normal summon the Ash just to get it out of the way, and I go for Cerberus. Cerberus kind of protects us if we end up getting destroyed by a Regeki or something like that, or we would be destroyed by a Regeki. We could technically save our Apollosa if we felt like we needed to, but I feel like just going Avermax is a little bit better. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. We're going to drop the Maxi, and my opponent realizes the game is over and just passes. Well, I spend a lot of time humming and hawing and trying to figure out how to OTK my opponent, and then I realize, oh, they're at 5,000. So actually just go Avermax here and I kill him. So yeah, burning for 22 ended up winning me that game. Hilarious, I know. Konami, this isn't part of any story mode. Why is this allowed? Why am I allowed to do this to these poor innocent people? They just wanted to have a good time. They wanted to play Blue Eyes. They wanted to play their story mode decks. They wanted to play Shiranui or Karakuri or what have you. And I just came on here and was like, die. Yeah, Trigate Wizard combo is just absolutely hilarious. Very, very few decks have outs to this. However, one thing that really does make me not like this setup is the simple fact that that kaijus exist, and a lot of people are on Crusadia. That is the biggest issue that I have with this. But even with that being said, if you don't come across specifically Crusadia and have them draw a a kaiju, you just kind of win. Like, very, very few decks can beat this. Having the Omni Negate, having the Apollousa, having everything be protected by battle and card destruction, it's just insane. And then on top of that, you could potentially have something like an Ash, a Maxi, or a Nibiru as well. So, heck, even if it is Crusadia, you just wait patiently and then drop a Nibiru on their head, and then they go, bruh. But then you probably die because you don't actually have any follow-up, but that's okay, because at the very least you get a Nibiru then, which is funny. But yeah, all things considered, this deck is crazy. I don't know why it exists. I don't know why Konami didn't ban things like, you know, Apollousa or Zenmaity. I don't understand. I don't understand what this ban list was, but alas, here we are. Yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.